Did you find that you, whether it's luck or not, or skill, that like you consistently got people to like enjoy your sets, or did you run into like some real big bombs early on?
Oh my God. I mean, both things happen where like you would have good sets, sometimes like really good, where you're like, oh my God, it's exactly what you need. Like, meaning like it gives you the confidence that like, yeah, you know what? I am on the right track. I felt like I could do something like this and here I am doing it. And it like, you're like, it like reassures you that like, it might not be all working out for me right now, but this is like the path and I like it. And I like figuring this stuff out and performing. And then like some catastrophic bombs, where like
Anywhere you like literally considered like maybe this isn't for me?
I remember one of the worst bombs that I had was it was a few years in, so I'd already like, had been working at this point, and I want to say it's '05. I think it's '05. So I'm not like a veteran comedian, but I had been featuring, meaning like the middle act, and I had 20 good minutes. And to be completely fair, I had killed with this 20 minutes at different locations, like a variety of places. And it was Bert. Bert took me. He goes, I'm headlining this like the club in Sacramento. And we drove up together, and it was MC, me middling, Bert headlining. And I remember it was a Friday night, sold out. And I went up there and bombed. I mean, straight up bombed for 22 straight minutes. Oof. You're supposed to do 25. That's what it was. You're supposed to do 25 at that club. And I mean, flop sweat, just like pouring sweat.
Oh man.
And absolutely. And I got off stage, and the first person I ran into is the manager of that club. It was a woman, and she goes, "What the fuck?" And I was like, I'm shell shocked. And she was like, "I thought you were supposed to be good. Like, what is this?" Ooh. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, "Also, you did less time. Like, you're supposed to do 25. What the fuck, man?" And I was like, yeah. And I just, I was like totally floored by the bomb.
Yeah.
And I go back in the green room. Even the MC, who's like, there's a hierarchy to it, right? He was like, "God damn." He was like, "You really ain't shit, man." Oh, shit. I was like, "Cool, yeah." And so now that's the early show. There's a late show. There's 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. Dude, I go on the late show. If it's possible, bomb harder.
Really?
Harder. And when I got...
Was that because you were already in your head? Or?
I think I was probably in my head. And I also... looking back, I know one of the things I did was I tried opening on like a real edgy joke that I probably just didn't have the skill set yet to open with. Like, I probably had the right idea, but some of these things, like, it takes...
You have to work it. You gotta
maybe you lost them too early.
I lost them out of the gate. Like, I was opening with it. And so right away, they were like, "This guy is fucking insane and bad." and then I would go back to my set that works, and it would bomb. Like, it would bomb.
Because you already lost them, right?
And I remember I'd already lost them. I remember I went back to my hotel, and I literally was smoking cigarettes on the balcony and contemplating my life and my life's choices. Shit. I was like, dude, maybe I don't know how to do this. Like, maybe this is not for me. Like, really, really thinking about it. And lying, like, I was dating Christina, and she was like, "How's your set?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's kind of, they're a little tight." Like, I was lying. Instead of being like very vulnerable at it, I was too scared, I think, to share that vulnerability, and I was just like, they weren't great, like I remember doing that.
And was she a comic at the time too?
She was a comic. Like, we're both kind of like same level, like, and so now we have to go back to that club for 2 shows Saturday, right? And I remember,
what did Bert say?
Well, that's the thing. He had seen me have great sets.
Yeah.
And that's why he brought me, And he goes, we got to the club, and he goes, "Can I just give you one piece of advice before your set?" And I was like, because he knew I was completely shell-shocked by this. I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Just open differently. Just do anything you want, but just don't open the same way. Just do something else to open. And I go, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Dude, I went out there and I had one of the best sets I've ever had.
Wow.
Damn.
By doing that. And I still remember at this time, I wanted to run into the lady. You
seen that?
So I got off.
You're at 24 minutes. You're like, bitch, you better be waiting for me.
I walk around and I'm like, where is she? And then she like moves this curtain and she goes, how'd it go? And I go, you fucking know how. Like she was like, how'd it go?
Oh,
like,
wow.
You heard 300 people dying. And she was like, it went well? And I go, yeah. And she was like, oh, fucking thank God. And the thing is, she knew it went well. You know what I mean? Like she was like,
she wanted to play dumb.
she was playing, yeah. I was like, bitch, you know how it went. There was a curtain. You can't hear through the curtain. So, and then the second show, same thing. Like it was back to back. And I even remember that MC. He goes, I have never seen somebody do as poorly as you did.
Jesus.
One night, and then do this well the next night. And I was like,
come
and I
back.
really attribute it to what Bert said. It really was, don't come out with that. Like, they don't know you, and you're coming out with this super aggressive, crazy
Yeah.
joke. They're like, who is this guy? Like, you're crazy.
Which is your style.
Kind of, yeah. But I think you also, like, you know, look, if the material is good, it will always work. In other words, it probably also wasn't just like a well-crafted joke. I was just saying something that I thought was like funny, and I remember it was about Hurricane Katrina.
So yeah,
and I remember
the boys are actually asking, what was the joke?
it was about Hurricane Katrina. I remember that because 05 was Katrina, and I was like, it was like the aftermath of Katrina, and there was news reports about people were like people in the aftermath of this chaos, and I my joke, I don't remember the exact wording and everything, but I was like, did you hear this?
Oh my God.
And then I was like, yeah, you know, because I don't know about you, something like, you know, sometimes, because they also said like in Katrina there was dead bodies floating around. I was like, yeah, you know, sometimes, you know, you see like a body float and you're like, I feel like fucking today, you know, like that kind of, and that was like my opener. And I was like, so how's everybody doing?
Oh my God. Everyone's like, oh.
And then everybody was like, nah, nah.
How do you, like, back then, how would you get through, like, bombing like that? Like, how do you get the courage to, like, stand back up and, you know, get after it?
It's so funny to watch. You know, you learn so much more by watching people bomb.
Mm-hmm.
You learn so much more as a comedian. It's the best thing for a developing comic to see is to see a good comedian eat shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the best thing for you. Absolutely the best. You learn so much more than you do watching somebody crush.
Because, like, everyone does it, basically.
Everyone does it, and you see that, like, like, it's encouraging you to, like, everyone has to take chances.
Yeah.
You're going to bomb. The likelihood of bombing happens more if you're taking chances, if there's risk involved. So it shows you that, like, even the best people take risks. And if you don't take any risks, yeah, you're not going to bomb, but you're also not going to come up with like a great joke.
You're playing it too safe.
Yeah.
Almost. You'll never, like, develop.
1,000%. The best jokes that like I've ever come up with, or that I've seen other people come up with, all came from a place where it didn't work first.
Mm-hmm.
Like it fell on its face, and some part of you just kept trying to make it work. So you need to see it. I mean, the way you handle it also evolves and changes. Like when you first bomb, you're so stunned by the experience that you literally just you sit in it and you feel shame and humiliation, and you sweat and you want to kill yourself. Like it's horrible. It's the harshest feeling.
Oh yeah.
I always tell people, you know what it feels like? It kind of feels like telling someone I love you in front of people, and they going, well, I don't love you.
Oof.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
But
that.
then you also have to keep saying I love you for 18 more minutes.
For
you
18 more
gotta
minutes.
stay up
But like,
there
let
and-
me explain to you my love for you. I don't want to hear it.
Oh my God.
It's like those Jumbotron proposals
Yeah.
at like NBA games where the girl's like, no. And you're like, oh my God. Like that's what it feels like to bomb. It's a horrible feeling. I think as you develop, you start to develop skill sets. So then you could be bombing or in bombing, And what you start doing is a more seasoned comedian starts making fun of the fact that he's bombing. Sometimes doing that can turn the crowd.
Bring you right back. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't start like that, dude. You
For
don't
sure.
have that ability.
Well, you got to be so fast on your feet.
Yeah.
Right there. You know.
You have to be able to like comment on what's happening, and you can't do that at the beginning.
It kind of reminds me a little bit about skating. Is there's like some similarities with like professional skating and kind of learning from your bombing in a way.
Yeah.
It's like I always say, like, if you're not falling, you're not trying hard enough.
That's
You're
exactly
just
the same.
Playing it safe, you're never going to progress. But if you're falling, that means you're actually skating. You're actually trying things you don't know how to do, trying to like push the envelope, you know?
Yeah,
So
that's exactly the same thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't develop without falling.